Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago, Bears fans. Let's get to the news, all right. Bears fans, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could be one of the most seismic shifts we've seen in the NFC North in recent years. Rumors are swirling that the Cincinnati Bengals, currently sitting at a disappointing 4-10 and struggling offensively with just 19 points per game in 2025, are considering a blockbuster trade that would send shockwaves through the league, and more specifically, give the Bears a massive boost heading into the postseason. Now I know what you're thinking. This sounds like pure speculation, but the sources close to NFL insider Adam Schefter are whispering that Cincinnati sees this as an opportunity to cut bait with one of their most explosive weapons, Ja'Marr Chase, and reshape their future. So what's the deal? Well, according to these insiders, the Bengals are eyeing a trade that would send Chase, one of the most electrifying wide receivers in the league, straight to Chicago in exchange for 2 first-round picks. That's right, 2 first-rounders. And not just that, Cincinnati is also planning to use the cap savings of around $25 million to rebuild their offensive line and draft a young edge rusher, especially after injuries to Hubbard have left their pass rush rather anemic this season. It's a bold move by the Bengals, but one that makes sense when you look at their current struggles and their priorities in the draft and free agency. They're apparently feeling the pressure, especially with Joe Burrow's regression and the extension of T. Higgins, and they see Chase's hefty $29 million cap hit in 2026 as a burden, particularly in the AFC North with the Browns snapping at their heels. But for us Bears fans, this is a golden opportunity. If this trade goes down, it could be a game changer. Chase, who's been nothing short of spectacular this season, could give our offense a much-needed shot in the arm. We're talking about a wide receiver who's been on fire in 2025, with 84 receptions for 180 yards and 10 touchdowns despite dealing with a knee injury that sidelined him for 2 games in Week 7. Chase's explosiveness, his ability to turn short catches into big gains, is exactly what Chicago's offense needs to elevate its game. His stats are elite, averaging 14 yards per reception, with a yards after catch average of 6.3 yards, which puts him in the top tier of WRs across the league. His PFF grade of 91.5 speaks volumes about his performance, and he's proven to be a game changer when it counts, with an EPA per target of plus 0.37 and 2.5 yards per route run despite that knee injury. What would Chase bring to the Bears? Well, for starters, he'd add a burst of explosiveness that our current WR core has been missing. With Odom sidelined by a shoulder injury and Burden dealing with a concussion, our receiving options have been limited, and defenses have been able to focus more on slowing down Darnell Mooney or Cole Kmet. Chase changes that dynamic. His ability to create separation, about plus 2 yards per route compared to our current WR2, would significantly reduce 3 and outs, giving Justin Fields more opportunities to make big plays downfield. Imagine the possibilities. Chase paired with Mooney and a growing offensive line that's been showing signs of improvement. The projection is that Chase's addition could result in around 350 receiving yards, bumping up our EPA pass from plus 0.15 to plus 0.34, and creating more big play opportunities, especially in the red zone. This trade could also have huge strategic implications. It would force defenses to respect our passing game even more, opening up the run game for Khalil Herbert or Rashad Penny, and diversifying our offensive attack. It would also provide a much-needed boost to our confidence entering the playoffs, especially if we're looking to make a deep run. According to simulated NFL models, the Bears' Super Bowl odds could improve dramatically, from plus 800 to as low as plus 350, making us serious contenders, especially if we face the Lions' secondary, which has been giving up over 230 yards passing per game. These models suggest that with Chase on board, our chances of winning aerial battles increase by about 21%. That's a massive boost for a team like ours, which has been fighting for consistency and trying to find the right rhythm on offense. Now, I know some of you might be skeptical. After all, giving up 2 first-round picks isn't something to take lightly. But looking at the big picture, this is a move that could cement Eberflus's legacy as a head coach who was willing to push all in. It's reminiscent of the OBJ move to the Rams back in 2021, an aggressive, all-in gamble that paid off in the playoffs. If Chicago can land Chase, it sets us up not just for a playoff push, but for a potential Super Bowl run in the near future. Our defense has been solid, and with Chase adding that dynamic element to our offense, we could become a nightmare for defenses in the NFC, especially in high-stakes games. Let's not forget how much this would energize the fan base. Imagine the roar at Soldier Field if we suddenly had Chase streaking down the sideline, catching bombs from Fields and making highlight reel plays week after week. It's exactly the kind of spark that can elevate a team's confidence, especially as we head into the postseason. And with the NFC North still wide open, a move like this could make us the team to beat, turning the division into our playground and leaving the Packers and Lions scrambling to keep pace. Of course, there are questions. What about the chemistry? Will Chase adjust quickly to our system? But given his talent and his experience working in high-powered offenses, I believe he'd adapt fast. Plus, the chemistry between Fields and Chase could be something special, a combination that defenses would struggle to match up against. It's a risk, no doubt, but one that could pay dividends if executed correctly. And here's another thing, this move sends a clear message across the league. The Bears are not just rebuilding, they're aggressive contenders in the making. With a young, talented quarterback in Justin Fields, a solid core of offensive linemen, and now a superstar wide receiver, Chicago is positioning itself as a team to watch in the coming years. The division could see a shift in power, with the Bears looking more like a playoff fixture and less like a rebuilding project. This move could also send a message to other NFC teams. Chicago is serious about competing now, and they're willing to make bold moves to get there. Now, I know some fans might worry about the cap space and future draft picks, but trust me, the potential upside makes this a gamble worth considering. With the right roster management, the Bears could absorb the cap hit and still stay flexible for future moves. Plus, the draft picks gained from Cincinnati could be used to build depth on defense or add more young talent to the roster. It's a strategic move that aligns with the team's long-term vision, especially if they want to compete at the highest level. In the end, this is the type of blockbuster trade that can define a franchise. It's bold, it's aggressive, and it could be exactly what Chicago needs to take that next step towards Super Bowl glory. Chase's addition would not only elevate our offense, but also send a message to the entire league that the Bears are back in the game, ready to contend and chase Lombardi trophies once again. As fans, we've been waiting for moments like this, moments when our team makes a statement and shows they're willing to do whatever it takes to win. This could be that moment. And now, Chicago Bears fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you believe Chase will be the missing piece that pushes us over the edge? Or do you think the price is too high? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Chicago Bears. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Chicago Bears news. We're in this together, and the future looks bright if we can pull off a move like this. Keep the faith, Bears family, because the best is yet to come.